What's up, coconuts? Today's gonna be a little get ready with me using a full face of Tarte. So if you want to see what's on this mug, stay tuned. I was looking at my makeup collection and realized that I have pretty much everything from like primer to pout except for setting spray. So I was like, you know what? We're just gonna do a full face of Tarte, see how it goes. I use a lot of these products every day anyway. So we're just gonna, instead of using a few Tarte products, we're gonna use all Tarte products. So let's go ahead and get started. So starting with some eye cream, I did have the Pamper Prep Set from Tarte. It included the Maracuja Sea Brighter Eye Cream, as well as a Maracuja oil, a little sample, which has been awesome. And then the Drink of H2O Hydrating Boost Moisturizing Gel. I like the eye cream, it works well. I don't have any issues with my oily eyelids. This is okay. I don't typically like gel moisturizers, so that was kind of like sort of on not the bad list to start with, but I was kind of like, this isn't something I would normally use. And it doesn't have Maracuja oil in it. So they did include it in the little like Maracuja type Pamper and Prep package, but does not have Maracuja oil in it. So just as a heads up there. So yeah, that's all slapped on my face. I'm just gonna go ahead and start with my foundation. I like to kind of put the foundation all over and then just put some Maracuja oil in my hands just to get a little bit of like slick on my fingertips and work it in. So I don't know why I'm talking about it, I'm just gonna do it. I'm using the shade Light Medium Beige. And this is actually like quite a good match for me. I actually don't really love this foundation. It's a bit full coverage for my liking. Oh, foundation in my hair. I never do that. But I actually kind of like the finish a little bit better mixed in with the Maracuja oil. I kind of stopped using it because I'm really stuck on this Rimmel stuff, the 25-hour breathable lasting finish foundation. I love that stuff. And so I kind of switched over because I found this to be really cakey, but using it with the Maracuja oil, I kind of like it a little bit more. So maybe we'll reincorporate that back into the routine. And next I'm just going to take a little bit of liquid highlighter. I kind of like to start this here and get it under my concealer so it really seems like I'm glowing from underneath. I've got the Gleam Team Cream and Liquid Highlighter in the shade Champagne. And literally, I've had this since like March, and I thought this end was just like kind of crappy packaging. You know how it's like the glue kind of lets go and you're like trying to twist it and you're like, oh, okay. So I was using just this side. But today, as I was reading the title, I was like, liquid, cream, what? This is double-sided. This comes right off and there's a whole stick highlighter in here. So I was super excited. I have never even used this, so we're gonna use it today. I'm just gonna pop this on my cheekbones, like I said, just to get a little bit of glow started that I like to pop or have popping out from underneath my concealer. So taking my Dampen Beauty Blender again, we're just gonna blend that in and make sure it looks nice and natural. Like, you know, a popping natural blinding highlight should. Okay, so on to concealer. I have two. I've got the Maracuja Creaseless. I got this back in March again before they released the new packaging for this guy. And I do also have the Shape Tape, which I do not love. It is like, it's just way too much full coverage. Like I literally need like that much. Like I see people on YouTube like doing these giant triangles and up here and down here, and I honestly don't even know where they're blending it to. Like I don't even know. So I use about that much, and like look how effective that is. Like a little bit of product, in my opinion, for the Shape Tape goes a very long way. It's see, this is why I don't really like this. Like look, you guys saw how much I used and I'm having a hell of a time blending this out. Like, okay. All right, so that's all blended in. So we're gonna go ahead. Is it blended in? I mean, really? Okay. We're gonna go ahead and get some contour on. I love this palette. I absolutely love this palette. I use this every single day. I use the cream shade here, the darkest one, to contour. It has a really nice like sort of taupey gray undertone. And I just take my Dampen Beauty Blender, the same one that I've been using, and I just stamp it on my cheekbones here. And you can see like it's just the shadow. Like there's no redness, there's no warmth. It's not like, shoot, this Park Avenue Princess one, this is in the number 2 shade. I'll just swatch this for you really quick. I use this sometimes, but it is like really, really orange toned. And then this one, we'll just swatch right beside, is super cool tone. So here's the Park Avenue Princess. This is the Sculptor Contour Face Slenderizer. So this is the Park Avenue Princess number 2. So there is a one up shade, which is like not quite so orange and dark. And then this is the shade, which is in this Tarteist ProGlow palette. So see here, much more cool tone, much more understated. And then this is like, you're gonna be bronze. Like there's no denying it. So like I said, this one I really like because it just adds the actual shadow and dimension. And if I want to add warmth or oranginess or whatever bronziness, then I can do that by myself using an actual bronzer. This cream shade also blends really, really easily. So that's another reason that I like it a lot. Sticking in this same palette, this is such a great palette. I like this shade. It's also quite cool tone. It doesn't have too much oranginess to it. And I like this to contour my nose. So I'm just gonna do that. Whoa, I put that in the wrong shade, crap. I'm never actually sure if this like makes a difference or not. So if you see a difference in my nose from like, 30 seconds ago to now, can you let me know in the comments below? This is a part of my beauty routine that I do not have down quite yet. So something that I just don't think really works on me. So like I said, let me know in the comments below if you don't mind. Is it working? Does my nose look slimmer? I know it doesn't look snatched, but does it look slimmer? All right, and again, because I love this palette so much, I'm gonna grab the top shade of the highlight. This is Strobe, and I use this, again, almost every day for like my nose and then up in the here highlight because it actually, in my opinion, just looks like light. So I typically like to use like a goldeny or a peachy type of highlight on my cheekbones to kind of blend in with my blush and my bronzer, but on my nose, I really like this one because I feel like it just actually looks like light. Okay, so we're gonna finish up our bronzer with the, like I was mentioning before, the Park Avenue Princess. This is in the shade 1 right here. I do have the limited edition one. I love this bronzer, so I knew I was gonna get another one anyway, and they had this on the website really like a couple of months ago, and it was the same price as the full-size one, so you bet I bought it. I love this. This is so gorgeous. All right, but back into this little boring kind of mini one. We're just trying to use this one up. So I'm just gonna darken up my contour and bronze up my face a little bit. And just taking it down the throat a little bit so we don't have any brown face, white neck, brown décolleté. That's not cute. So for blush, I have a couple options. I really like the Amazonian Clay 12-hour blushes. I've got Concept, Harmony, and Blushing Bride. So I'll just show them all to you real quick. So here's Blushing Bride, Concept. This is a really nice taupey, peachy, natural type blush. And Harmony, which is really similar to Concept, but just has like a little bit more, I think this one's a little bit more brown. Yeah, they're really, really similar. So I think because I need a little bit more color on my brown face, I'm gonna do the Blushing Bride shade. And just taking a nice big fluffy brush because this stuff is like pretty pink and I don't want to go like all crazy. So just starting in the apples and blushing it towards the back of my face. Yeah, that didn't really do much. So I'm gonna put a little bit more on and I'm just gonna take this brush from Real Techniques. It's the Instapop Cheek Brush, and it's really good because it's like super angled and it's got that 2 types of synthetic hairs there, so it picks up quite a bit of product, and like wherever you put it, that's where it's going. So make sure you got it in the right spot. So it does pick up quite a bit there, and again, I'm just gonna sort of pop it in the same spot and in the same sweeping motion and just get a little bit more color there. Right, that's better. So now we're gonna just add a little bit more highlight and back into this palette. You guys, this palette is so good. It just was on the Weekly Wow at Sephora. It was half price. It was $29.50, and I threw it in my cart to have as a backup, and it sold out before I put my order through, but hey, that's the way it goes. But this is a super versatile palette. If you find it, if you get it on sale, if you whatever, you really should pick it up. So I think for my highlight shade, I'm gonna go into this one here. This is Lit. A lot of times I mix the two, but this one I find is just working really well with my skin tone right now. And I'm just taking a highlight blush. Man, I cannot say the word brush today. Highlight brush from e.l.f. And I'm just kind of like, I sort of rolled my brush in it, just kind of like that. And now I'm just kind of doing the same motion here, just because I want to lightly tap on, you know, a good equal amount of product. Oh, that was a little cray-cray. An equal amount of product onto my cheekbone here. So I'm not like having this nice harsh line. It's just sort of like rolled and melded onto the cheekbone here. So onto brows, I do have to cheat a little bit with this only because I only have one brow product from them, and it is the Colored Clay Tinted Brow Gel. This is in the shade Gray, and I picked up the shade because my hair, it's looking a little bit blonder. Well, you can only see my brown roots right now, but it was like super platinum when I picked this up a couple months ago, my hair was. And so I had read online or seen from a YouTuber that this was a really good shade for platinum because there was like no warmth and it was just super, super flat and had like a bit of a gray sort of shift to it, which that's true. This is kind of hard to see. That's the other thing that I don't really like about this is that you put the brush in and you just don't feel like you're getting a ton of product. So this is not my favorite brow product, but it is what we have to work with. You know what? I can't even hardly bother swatching this. So here we go. There it is. So I am going to, like I said, I'm going to cheat a little bit. I've got this Brow Drama crayon pomade from Maybelline. This is in the shade 250 Blonde. And I like this because it's just sort of, again, really like flat and muted. Like it's not super dark for me. I don't like to like darken up my brows. They look really, really crazy. And I just take this and literally, like a crayon, I just run it over my entire brow. Like literally just like that. And it just kind of darkens it up, fills it up. I love using this when I'm in a hurry because like I said, I literally just color on my face. And then I take something like this, like a little brow gel, and it sets it a little bit with the tiny bit of product that comes out of this. And it also just combs my brows through and sets them a little bit. This brush is really good. It is teeny tiny, so it's awesome for separating the hairs and just making it look like you have maybe a few more than you actually do. So again, great way to do your brows in a hurry. I mean, I just did this and it took me like, what, 2 minutes? Not even. Sometimes I watch gals and they're like, I'm gonna go pop off camera and do my brows, I'll be right back. And then they'll come back, they're like, y'all, that took me 14 minutes. That took me 20 minutes. And I'm like, I can't do that. I don't have that kind of time or patience. So I'm happy with the brows. We're gonna go ahead and switch to the eyes. The other thing that I don't have from them is like an actual eye primer. I'm really stuck on my MAC Paint Pot in Soft Ochre. But because this is a creaseless concealer, I'm gonna hope and pray that if I use it as an eye primer, that I'm not gonna get any creasing with my eyeshadow. So this is in the shade Light Sand. That's also what my Shape Tape concealer was in. Ooh, this is so white. Okay, so yeah, I have super, super oily eyelids, so I have to be really careful. It's typically why I never stray from my paint pot. So a couple of options for eyeshadow. I have the Swamp Queen palette, which I love. I've got this Tartelette Tease palette, and then a couple of singles, like a nice shimmery white one, and then sort of a deep bronzy gold shade. And I think I kind of want to do like a neutrally purpley type. And then I might just pop into like these bottom like purpley taupey shades here. So taking the shade Whisper in this palette, we're just gonna set the lid. Oh my goodness, it's already creasing. All right, creaseless concealer. Crap, stop talking and set your dang lids. And then I'm gonna mix Wink and First Kiss and just kind of get it into my crease. I don't want it to be too dark. These shadows are quite pigmented. It's very, very nice. And they blend very easily. I'm using a Sigma E35. Almost like worn away the writing on here, so I have to like really commit to memory what this brush is, because it is one of my favorites, if not my absolute favorite brush. And then just taking a clean E40. This is really similar to the E35, but it is synthetic instead of natural. And I'm just taking the Whisper shade again and just kind of cleaning it up a little bit. Okay, and I'm just gonna grab the First Kiss and mix it with a little bit of Crush, the one right up top, and just swoop it under my lash line. So while I'm curling my lashes, I do have the Tarteist Lash Paint. This is absolutely amazing mascara. It is almost done. It is at the end of its life, but I do not want to throw it out until it's 100% complete because it's honestly so good. I love the brush. It is super fat and stiff, so if you don't like brushes like that, you will not really like this mascara. But it is so black, and the brush really combs out the lashes. And the other thing that I like, I have like the eye shape that when I put on mascara, I get it like right here, like sort of really close to my lash line. Drives me crazy, and I do not have that problem with this. Oh, you can like really comb that shit through. I love that feeling. Woo! Get it on there. Just a little bit on the bottom lashes, and we're good to go. Okay, so for my lips, the whole time I have been wearing the Lip Surgeon's Skintuitive Lip Gloss. This stuff is kind of neat. It does goop all out of the tube for some reason, so I can't keep this in my purse or anything. But here, I'm gonna swatch it on my clean hand. It swatches clear, like clear, but when you put it on, it does honestly like transform. That's its whole thing, is that it's supposed to like transform to like your current kind of lip shade. And honestly it does, because my lips aren't really like quite this pink, but when I put this on, and like I said, it's clear, and you can kind of, can you see it changing color? You can see it changing color just a little bit with the warmth of my hands. So that's kind of neat. I don't know what kind of science that is, but super goopy. I don't know if anybody else had this problem. I have the shade Energy. And I like it. It's okay. It's a little bit sticky, but again, the color is good, and yeah. I'm just gonna go over top of it, gloss and then lipstick. What a crazy world we live in. This is the shade Rum Punch. So I got this in like a little tiny kit. I'm into these little kits, you know? Ah! And it came with Daiquiri, which is quite a bright color, in my opinion. It's just not really for me. But we're gonna slip on the Rum Punch because it's a nice little nudie shade, and finish the look. All right, that's it for today. I'm off to work with my full face of Tarte. If you like this video, if you could give it a thumbs up, that would be slick. And maybe come check out my other videos. Thank you so much for watching. Aloha.